Hi, welcome back. My name is Cthulhamonster. Welcome back to my ATM Gravitas 2 Let's Play. This is an early game series. We just got our Gregtech miner last episode, which is way over there. You see past the jumping goats. And I'm about 6 minutes before my Wednesday stream. So on Wednesdays, I do stream my Gravitas chores. I am trying to work on how I can stream on YouTube and Twitch, but currently I haven't thought in my head to do that. So this next episode, however, as I like to show off my new stuff, I don't have those skills. Those new skills are no longer part of my repertoire. Um, in this next section, in this next episode, especially now that we have charcoal and we have the miner, I'm going to be looking at getting our next build in place, and the first real build of our site of this one, a partially burnt down forge and our lovely starter base definitely may not count, in my opinion, against like a really big build. So it's time for us to get this create lawn out of here. It needs a home. This is going to look so cool, as well as this is our glass blowing. So I'd like to get a build for that too. And I think all of this is going to orientate somewhere over here on the island. And then I'm looking at farms and animal husbandry over here. So definitely, I'm excited to see what we'll do. And I want to take a look quickly at what we got. Excellent. So we're getting silver right now. I want redstone. Give me redstone. Um, yeah, currently that's what's on my list. I obviously, as you guys know, no guarantee I follow it. But yeah, let's see what we get up to today. I'm gonna pop into stream here. Maybe we should look at a cellar because my beautiful garlic crop is in, and I want to harvest it before it gets to summer. Because you guys know, garlic is the easiest food source, and I must, my precious. I guess I could make a cellar. I have enough stuff for it. We can make an ugly cellar. But the bet would be, will I still keep the ugly cellar? Would I just let it die a horrible death? AKA, if I make an ugly one, would it stay? A cellar works more than a jar. A cellar almost works like a super large vessel. So if you like the storage time of a vessel, they don't add together, unfortunately. Let's look at what those need. So, let's see here. It's not like pickling, so you're not going to get both pickling and cellar under it. So, I think it just really is like a fridge. Pickling, you might as well keep your pickles outside your cellar unless you want it for aesthetics. So it is a multi-block. They can come in weird shapes. They don't have to be a square. There is a maximum size, which I can't remember. I'm not seeing it here. And this is one of the things that I've been making those brass gears on because it requires a climate station. So yeah, beekeeping is how you get it. You need to make these sealed bricks, and then you need to make a door. And you can have more than one door as well, which is pretty cool. And it preserves food with food shelves and hangers. We need our garlic. It needs to live. We can't just let this rot. I don't need more seeds. We do have our goats. We're going to have a baby goat soon. The sheep is not even being fed. I'm only feeding these guys like rotten blueberries, I think. But I don't have another sheep in there, so oops. All right, let's grab more of our honey stuff. And I'm going to grab the beeswax here and then bricks. And it really doesn't matter what type of bricks you use, so I tend to make the ones that I have in large quantities. So yeah, we got sealed bricks. I made a lot of bricks. We're going to get a lot of bricks. Excellent. Maybe too many bricks. That might be... I think I always underestimate bricks. We're going to call it good. All right, so I did look at a possibility of like doing an underground cellar, and unfortunately just getting a good door to it wasn't really my style. So I think I'm going to aim the decimating iron axe of the butcher. This feels like overkill, but I don't want to make another axe. I think I'm going to see about just doing one on the surface, because one thing with cellars is the colder you are in climate, is my understanding. Also, everything with a grain of salt, I say. Pop on the ATM Discord with if for specific questions. But the colder you are in climate, my understanding is that it works better. So when they say below 0 degrees, don't do what I did. I thought it meant below zero elevation, and that was not the case. So it is based on your climate. So for me, I buried my last few. when I played the first ATM Gravitas, and I don't want to bury another one. I want to try to have builds and funness. So we're gonna put an ugly one, probably near where I'm gonna keep my final one. To be fair, as I just try to jump to go faster. I played some ATM 10 over the weekend, and I felt so spoiled. Like I held dirt in my hand and went, "I'm rich." It was very wrong. But that's what Gravitas does to you. Yeah, so I'm gonna do mine above ground just because below ground, maybe it might move to the below ground. But oh my, I didn't know that, guys. Did you know that? You see how the redstone of the trapdoor is opening my barrel? And that is why this jute has never been processed. Oh, that's devious. So if it's closed already and you stand on it, it'll open it forever. It doesn't just toggle behind. So this, if I use this door, this jute will never be processed. Well, I guess I better find a new location for this. Oh, I was gonna... One thing with Gravitas, so right now you can see my stuff is going up because I need fruits. If you drink milk after a meal, it's supposed to add. So where's my... I got 2 options for milk here. Come closer. So we'll drink... We'll drink milk? Okay, it's not letting me drink that milk. How close to a meal does it have to be? So I'm going to do what's possibly a nightmare to folks. So I'm going to take this aged whiskey, dump it on the ground, put this milk in here, grab some in a flask, and then drink it. Ooh, look at my health did go up. So it does count drinking milk after a meal. So we got our first dairy. As a lactose intolerant person, this feels slightly wrong. It makes me think Gravitas, you know? I ate this. Oh, don't wash my shovel. Okay, the intrusive thought comes down to if I wash the shovel, what does it turn into? So I wasn't expecting to see the washing symbol, but I want the shovel as a shovel. I don't want to wash the shovel, guys. I just didn't know it was a possibility, so we're gonna have to wash some type of equipment sometime during, maybe not this episode, but this mod pack. All right, so that looks good. Like, a little weird, and it needs to be fattened up a bit. But we'll start a path going through here. I'm always suspicious of these goats. They just sit over there, jumping about. I struggle with that sometimes in mod packs, is to stay present, stay interested. You know what? I'm kind of tempted to make the world's smallest one, but I think I need to go 5x5. I think 4x5 is just a little too tiny here. Alright, voila. I do appreciate the fluffy tree. So 1, 2, 3, and I don't like to have anything less than 4, so 1 more up. And if I do keep this on the surface, I'm gonna hide it within a building, which I think would be pretty cool. But for the moment, it's just gonna be out here telling the world that I don't want to starve anymore. Actually, it tells me I want to have a storage of delightful food. And I'm done making vessels, because those take 12 million years. I just don't like to open them. Mining is rough. If I didn't need that type of distraction to stay focused, and I didn't mind doing what feels like triangulation. I know, like, all of my how-tos early game and, like, my spot stuff is like, would you like to learn how to triangulate? Yeah. I collapsed so much stuff before I actually learned how to use that I'm not even, it was a bit. Alright, so the next step to this, I do have a few everlasting lights from immersive engineering that I picked up, and then I do have some fire pits. So I'm gonna put one of my beautiful lights in here. I feel like back here seems like a good spot. And then I'm going to... Yeah, I do have extra. I need to make some brass... one more set of brass didgeridoos, you know? Scientific term. Climate station, that's what we need next. Alright. And I definitely sneak a lot of this stuff in. Oh my gosh, guys, you see that? You see that bile thing right there? The rage that just built up in me because I need redstone. I have done so much searching for redstone that I have kept outside of the videos. I'll get there. I enjoy this game. This is fun. We need redstone, so I'm not even gonna bother making the door. So yeah, mine should be replacing it with diorite. I haven't checked yet. Actually, that's something we could do. No, we don't want to see this, right, guys? Let's go see if I can survive another jump into the abyss. I've been meaning to check. I changed my config to replace it with hardened diorite. I wanted to say hardened because hardened won't fall. And I have diorite caves here, so let's put a marker down on this so we can find this. So this is where the miner's located. How did this ID get so low? Like when I put it up that high. Yeah, this is the right ID. Don't get how you're right here. It's alright, it's alright. We'll get this. I could say that it has a lot of... I am seeing a lot of hardened diorite in here, which would scream to me that that's working. I don't think I normally see so much hardened diorite just about. Alright, but I do want to find the hole. Hey! Wow. Okay, so it's gone down that far. In that case, I think we missed the cryolite. And it still's got stuff to work on. But yeah, excellent. So it is definitely replacing with hardened diorite. So we did it! Woo! Changing that config worked for us. So, perfect. We've confirmed it. We can go back now. This cave will not become hideous. But if it wants to tell me where the cryolite is, I will be more than happy. Yeah, I laugh because legitimately I've been so incredibly lucky on this seed that it feels sort of like I'm, what's the word for this? Like I, am cheating. Because, like, that's this is like a perfect beginner vein here, under the swamp. It has iron, copper, tin. And yeah, just ridiculously lucky. Which I appreciate. This means, you know, makes it funny. But it's incredibly unlucky. It would make it a little more frustrating. What the heck is that? Ah! Yeah, 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 yeah. No, 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 no. No. We don't allow you to be here, you weirdo. That is mean and wrong and cruel. Oh, Alright, well, that was horrible. I apologize for the screaming. I was not prepared to see a spider jockey. I forgot they exist. So that was the stream. I had a lot of fun. I definitely have been doing a little bit of clips there. So we are back now to take a look at getting the building bits done. But yeah, so I still, once again, and working through my silver here. I think we're just off, we're too far off from the actual cryolite that I'm looking for. So we're gonna wait for that to finish, and then we're gonna move it over a bit. So I got some shape here of these builds. And I'm thinking of definitely, these guys aren't going to be anything too fancy. But previously I was going to make a glass blowing hut here and not have a residence. But it might be, I like to have a second story. A little too tiny here right now. Then over here is what I got for the create area. I don't have a flooring picked out, but I do need it to not be flammable because it needs to be able to work with these fans. So what I'm planning on doing is possibly do the leather stuff in here as well, or just the storage for what needs to go into glass making. Alright, so I'm working on the second story here, and I wanted to get the daub and wattle in before I figured out the roof. I'm trying to debate on whether or not the hickory is just too dark, and if I need to use chestnut here. So yeah, we'll see how that looks. But in the moment, I had forgotten that I need to use sticks with daub. So I love as I move along, I just sort of forget different pieces. So this is also part of the reason why I save so many sticks, is because I need it for daub. So you'll notice that I think it's 4 a pop before I even put daub on top, and this makes it a solid. So definitely it would be a lot of sticks to just pull if I didn't already have them. And then I will be doing the little crissy-crossy bits as well. Alright, I'll bring you back in once I got this layout figured out, and then we'll look at what type of roof we want to put on. The hickory might go. That's what I'm seeing right now. Yeah, I think that red's going to look a lot better with the chert. So I'm going to rip out the hickory I just did and replace it with chert. And then I'm going to get more daub. So I'm not sure if I hate it or I like it, or I definitely mucked it up just a scooch somewhere in here. So you can see that I put a full block right there that I got to fix. But I think for the moment, I'm curious. I'm going to look up these shapes, see if I should have brought this in one more and then up. Because it's a little bit bell-shapey, but I think I could make it work. I'm just going to go grab that for me. I'm not rich enough to let those things go. Alright, let me do a little bit of thought to see if this is big enough. I like how towering it is compared to the little hut. And yeah, this is still what I would consider... I'm trying... I swear it's not grand. I think it's going to be a fun style, though. You know, these aren't massive builds like houses. So, it's kind of fun. It's just the height of the building and the roofs making that interesting adds up. Alright, be right back. There's a definite normal amount of times I've gone to our zombie hot tub. Just a normal amount, folks. I jumped off the roof there with 10 health left. Building is what kills me most in Gravitas. It is not my strong suit to not have feather falling. Alright. Just, nothing like after a long day of building to go to a hot tub. So rain has happened. But yeah, this is the little dealio. It's very tall. It's a very tall top. I'm trying to be okay with it. I think it'll grow on me. I'm going to start getting this built in, and then we can move on to getting this house. This workshop. We have started up with the glass building. Here, I got a little mad with power. One thing, I don't have any glass in these yet, so I'm going to work on blowing some glass stuff. And that's part of the reason why I'm looking at this, because I was a little too... I needed a clear air system right here. So that's something I'll have to pay attention to. Excuse me. So I may need to move this all one more over. And in the meantime, I put in this table here. It's a little bit oversized, where if I use the tool rack, I can put 4 in one space. But I think it's fun, you know? That's the fun part. Let's just look to make something kind of fun. So, I have some more volcanic glass batch, so I'm going to put that going. And this gives us a chance to make sure that, see if this will just start on fire. Being this close to my build or not. You know? It's when I'm not preparing for it that I don't like it. I did move my miner to a 3rd location. I didn't finish the 2nd location yet. I just didn't want to... It was picking up primarily silver, so I don't think it's yet where I want it to be. So I'm holding on that. Alright, and now with panes, the nice thing about those is I just hold it here and then I need the thingamabob. The paddle. Let's take a look at that. Alright, so it's this paddle here and it's just 4 in a stick. Alright. So 4 logs. I got that and I need a stick. Voila. I have a stick. And I'm ready to make this paddle. Alright. Definitely didn't have to bust that one thing. Oops. And you could spread this out over, I think, 16 dealios. Right now I just have 14 myself. And I wasn't willing to make any more batch, so that's what we got. And then what I do is I take this, I right-click here, and then I hit it with the paddle once, and you'll see it spreads out throughout the whole line. So yeah, that's how you can make those panes. And then you just use your gem saw here to break them so you can pick them up. And I will wash the color with the bulk washing shortly. And our glass is clean. Put this stuff down and then run some glass blocks as well. Because not all the glass I want in here is going to be just glass panes. Some of it I do want just the glass panes, you know. Nice, simple, clean. But in areas where I'm looking to get like a bay window, I definitely don't want those. And you can burn glass off of these, so you gotta be a little bit careful. I'm curious. Yep, if I stand on it, it burns me. I did not mean to make those in the panes. Well, that's alright. And then same with the block, it's what we did last round. I just need to put it in here instead. And I would say glasswork is something that I feel pretty comfortable having multiple dealios running at the same time. I think that runs pretty fine. So I was just in the process of moving my miner here away, and I just noticed it started to pick up cryolite, and I just set it up over here. Okay, we found the cryolite. I'm so upset with myself for having moved it that far. But I didn't finish this one or that one over there because I was just trying to see if I could get down to cryolite. And I was getting a little impatient. I'll admit it. I was feeling impatient. So it looks like we should be able to start getting cryolite. I'll move it back to that spot if I don't see it. But yes, that is amazing and is exactly what I wanted to see. So I can close out this next episode. This, the glass blowing is looking amazing. I'm very excited to see all those items. Everything's amazing, guys. I literally am exhausted and slow due to the fact of lack of food and water. Left the... Gonna drink some goat milk. Feels oh, and we have baby goats. Oh my gosh, the babies are here, guys. Okay. Let's see here. Oh, hello. You're right, little. Okay, what do we got here? We got a billy goat. A lot of billy goats, it looks like. And a widow nanny goat. How many did we have? It looks like we had twins for both. So that's amazing. We got four goats there. I'm going to put some oats in that food thing because I do want all of those goats to love me. Alright, so with cryolite, cryolite can be ground down into redstone. And with the crushing wheel as well as these stelios, it's going to get you 8 for them. And later on, we'll get the macerator that could do it as well. And the quern we're never going back to, guys. I don't want to think about going back to such a thing. So I'm going to put this in our temporary dealio here. There we go. Alright, so I also, in this area, I've given myself a little stairwell over here. I got the lovely bay windows, and then I do have a second story in here as well. But yeah, and then I have up here as well with the second story. You can see that over there with the distance horizons. I do want to fill that in, but I really love that view. And then this view over here will just get better as we get more advanced here. But yeah, here's our first bigger build. It's a 3-story building with our glass blowing. Oh my gosh, we have cryolite. Okay, I can do this. Think about what I want to do next. One thing I'm going to do first is get the climate stations going on. Because I want to get those done. So I just need some more glass, which I put storage for the glass. Not only having the pieces here, which is lovely, you know, along this table. We'll have a wool cloth and tongs, I believe, later. But I also put in stuff over here so we can do some processing here. I do want 2 of those. I can just get one of those climate stations. Excellent. And then we'll get another one for the greenhouse later on. Because I don't want to do this too many more times unless I have to. I do appreciate getting out of this stage sooner than later. Which may sound terrible, but it's unfortunate. But yeah, not my favorite part of TFC is the glass blowing isn't. We have everything for the We should have everything now for the door for the cellar. So let's take a quick look here. So the cellar door requires the sealed bricks and then the brass rods, which we now have. And then we have the dealio. And that does complete the quest right here. See how big of a cellar we made. It's going to be tiny, guys. You know it. I know it. This is not a big cellar. This is an impulse cellar because I saw garlic tie before my very eyes. All right. So my 27 square foot dealio here. Should I make it bigger? All right. So these food shelves are really cool, in my opinion, because you can put them against each other like so, and you get a little walking space between. So I think I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. All right. And one thing I am going to do, since I do know that, not no, but I have space, I have more of these sealed bricks, is I'm going to dig down one and make like a little little jet out here. So I don't have to deal with this climate station poking out in my walk path. Where is my shovel? Not with me, that's the answer. But you have to do all the walls, you can't just partially do when you do something like this, though. So it is a very expensive little butt. But, of what, like 9 pieces, I think? But it will keep me from having to stumble over the climate station. It should. Yep. Alright, so I got two hangers. And we'll have to get more later. But in the meantime, I think this works out really well. We can have hangers here. Or I don't approach this. So I did like the walkway, but I'm wondering if I just do this and then run this along here and then do 2 hangers here and then another one maybe here. But yeah. So here's our dealio. Looks nice, in my opinion, I think. So let's grab some of this food that we have. And the thing I love about this thing, is it holds 32. So let's see what 32 in this guy puts it at 1 year and 5 months. And then say I put 26 in, let's say here, it says 1 year and 9 months, and then it'll let me put more in there, and it just evens out the time frame on there. And this means we could also make cheese and start processing that. So with the things like pumpkin, you can see I have 2 years, 8 months. These things just last an insane 6 years in this guy. All right, so I think this is a very healthy cellar. We have a good amount of garlic, potatoes. I think the earliest things we need to read are here with the cabbages. All right, so this macerator does take a long time. You can see that it's like 1 every 40 seconds. So, you know, that I do want to stress it's worth it if you're doing other things. If you're expecting this to be very, very fast, I would plan something else. Let's take a look at brass. Okay. Create mixer looks like it would also get us this. So it's zinc and copper. So this is part of the reason why I'm so desperate for copper right now. And it looks like you can just straight do this at a 3-to-1. But that is also the exact same here. So no savings there. Mixing, this is copper and zinc to 1. Very interesting. The alloy smelters also here. I can do 3-to-1 with just base what I got here. So let's make some brass because I'm going to need it. This is definitely going to be for next episode, but it would be good to get these going. Alright, so I'm going to do a 16 to 16 here. And we're going to use the mixer over here to get these done. So, I just need to get some charcoal, and then this is a quick early game brass recipe. Alright, so we're just going to put in the charcoal here. And we're going to put the flint and steel down. Excellent. And now I'm just going to dump these guys in here. And this should make brass. Let's take a look again. Mixing. It needs to get up to yellow. There we go. There she's mixing. Yay, we got brass. This will get us 32. Alright, so I did try a little bit of a unique riff on this one for our create workshop, and I'm not sure if I like it or not. So let's take a bigger view. And if I don't like it, I'm going to take the andesite strips out of it. That would be my goal. Let's go up. So what I did is, yeah, I think it's just a little too bright. Maybe shale or something would have been different, but for the sake of this, I think I'm just going to go basic. Back to just hickory, but I might do some dormers in here later on. I'm not adding any dormers in this episode, though. That is a future monster's problem. So I did dye the top here a gray. I'm being haunted by that little bit there. Extra sticks. But what is it? Oh, I made this dot light gray because this is very much an industrial building. So I can't imagine that they had good water, air quality. There we are. So in this case, I'm not too worried about, I don't think it would be the bright white. All right, so that's our second building. Definitely still a lot to work on from a detailing standpoint from both of these guys. So here's our glass blowing one. And this is going to be the start of our create one. You can see I'm not sure if I'm going to keep these. We'll see what goes on. But yeah, this is where I'm going to start moving in the blasting and all those items here. And then somewhere back here, whether it's over on this side or this side, I'll be doing a winch mine setup and putting a large create power in there. And so yeah, so I did want to play with the heights here, that this one was like really big and that one's like smaller in the back. This will be raised up too since the fire occurred. But I think we're getting to that point where I think this is quite a bit for an episode already. I got things growing. Yeah, right now I did want to get this so that it had different variations because the winch house for the mine, because I do need to get into that lava down there, is going to be pretty massive. So it's going to be a pretty big build. I think it's going to be behind this house, maybe incorporated into the back part of this build. But yeah, I think that's what we're going to do today. We got our redstone. The miners have been working hard. I'll fix that roof before I sign off. There we go. That's what I'll do. I'll fix the roof first. So I am intrigued by these andesite dealios. The catwalks I know are lovely, but I want to get the bars as well. So the biggest thing I'm running into is, unfortunately, this stone cutter is a bit beyond my knowledge right now. It's an LV system for us. All right, so I added a top to the forge area. I added 2 more levels of height there. That would be non-flammable. Let's see if that works out. So behind us, we got our 2 new builds, and I've been working on the miner. I'm not quite sure about the create building to start. It is going to grow and get warped into a lot of other, like a big building, but I needed a shape to start with to at least get the blasting and some of the basic create materials in. And then on the second floor of the glass blowing area over there, I was thinking that might end up being my steam area, or I might move into like getting a spot for all of the leatherworking, all of the leatherworking, all of the like looms, all those things like base TFC stuff in there, because they don't have a set spot, and my goal is in this little outpost to get some of those set spots locked in. So yeah, so I've been really excited with how things have been going. I think this is like with the redstone, now that we have redstone plus the Gregtech intro, we are ready to kind of get to the next level of our stuff. I'm going to plan on working a lot in create next episode. Let me know how you want me to approach that. I could go more in depth on how I think about create and more tutorial style so that you guys can take components and make them work, or I can just show you some of my creative ideas. Because I will tell you this, I plan to use some things in weird ways, just for fun. My name is Cthulhamonster. Thank you so much for joining me this last episode. We stream on Wednesdays for our Gravitas chores, as well as I'm going to try to get 2 videos out a week. Thank you for joining me. If you do want to talk about ATM Gravitas at all, the ATM Discord is very busy. I'm not busy. We're active there. There's a lot of folks there, so lots of good advice, lots of ideas. So stop by, say hello. All right, bye.